Okay, once again, this is the meeting of the New York State Athletic Commission. The date today is March 29th, 2021. The first item on the agenda is the call to order and the establishment of a quorum. So we do have Commissioner Donald Patterson, we have Commissioner Edwin Torres, we have Commissioner James Voswinkle, as well as the Athletic Commission team. We have myself, Kit Sembler. I am the Executive Director. We have Edward Kunkel, who is the Director of MMA. We have Anna Rivas, who is the Language Access and Licensing and Medicals Coordinator. We have Angela Gagliardi, who is our Assistant Chief Medical Officer. We have Matt Delaglio, who is our Director of Boxing, and we have Mercedes Padilla, who is with our Communications Department for the Department of State. So with the establishment of a quorum, we can move on to item number 2, the review and acceptance of the minutes of the commission meeting of July 24th, 2019. Commissioners, have you had an opportunity to review those and ensure that they're accurate?
That's correct.
Do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
Yes, it's Boswinkle.
Motion by Boswinkle.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Judge Torres. Seconded by Judge Torres. The commission meeting of July 24th, 2019 minutes have been accepted.
Correct.
Item number 3 is the report of the executive director. So first I want to thank everybody for meeting with us today. It's been a long, hard year. I think for all of us who love combat sports. We're all missing it terribly. So the commission has taken the time this year to involve itself in many projects that otherwise we would not normally have time for. So one of the big projects that we had completed a little bit earlier in the year was the creating the new standard operations policies and procedures manual, which is the manual that we work from on a day-to-day basis. That manual had been slightly out of date. We've been trying to keep up with it, over the course of the last couple of years. However, this lapse in events has given us the opportunity to really go through it with a fine-tooth comb and update that manual. Other than that, we've also gone through all of the forms and documents that we use, and both internally and public-facing documents. We've been able to review those, update those, make sure that they're accurate. Among many other projects, the administrative team talks every day, making sure that we're just, keeping up to date and trying to stay on top of things. And again, cleaning up things that we normally would not have had any time for. Looks like we are having an event potentially April 8th and again on April 22nd. Both events are supposed to happen at West Point Academy. So we're looking forward to those. Matthew's been hard at work collecting all the documents necessary to make sure that those events are a success. I'm sorry. That's the end of the report for me for now. So I'd like to move on to the discussion and approval for amendments to the Commission Bulletin 2015-6 Pro-Am events. So the former bulletin, which is what Ed has on the screen right now, can everybody see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the former commission or the former bulletin essentially prohibited the commission from allowing pro-am events in the state. We have researched this topic. We've been, the public has reached out to us regarding this topic. The public is really, really wanting us to do pro-am events. The commission, again, has researched it, and we agree that this is something that we believe will increase the number of events that we're doing in the state. We also believe that it will bridge a gap between, that was left by this particular bulletin, and that gap being that amateur fighters really do not have a consistent path to develop their careers from being an amateur athlete to becoming a high-level pro athlete in New York State. This gap, unfortunately, really didn't leave a lot of opportunity for the amateur athletes to get on some pro cards, showcase their talent. So we're hoping that by permitting pro-am events in the state, that it will bridge that gap, and we'll see a lot of, some of our very talented athletes have a clear path to show their skill, to hopefully develop into some high-level professional events. So with that being said, we're asking the commission to repeal Commission Bulletin 2015-6 and replace it with the new bulletin that we've created, Commission Bulletin 2021-1. So this bulletin will allow the commission to perform amateur or pro-am events. Oh, and I'm seeing Dr. Stieg joining us. Hello, Dr. Stieg.
Sorry for being late.
No problem at all. We just did the introductions. We went through the executive director's report, and we've moved on to the first critical item on the agenda, which is the approval of pro-am events in New York State. So Ed, since I'm a little bit older, can you please expand that just a little bit? I'd like to read through this bulletin so that everybody has an opportunity to understand what it says before they agree or, before they have an opportunity to vote. So Commission Bulletin 2021-1, Pro-Am Events. The New York State Athletic Commission is vested with the authority to supervise authorized combative sports in New York State under General Business Law, Article 41, Section 1001 and 1021. It is the sense of the commission that events containing both professional and amateur boxing and professional and amateur mixed martial arts bouts are in the best interests of these sports in New York State, as such events create business opportunity for licensed promoters of such events and provides athletes a platform for career growth. Therefore, the commission repeals Bulletin 2015-6 and issues the following regarding pro-am events. The commission may approve events that include both professional and amateur boxing and MMA bouts, i.e. pro-am. The commission may approve one pro-am event per day unless otherwise authorized by the commission. A promoter requesting to hold a pro-am event must be licensed for professional boxing or MMA before an event date will be granted. The commission shall regulate the professional portion of the program. A duly authorized sanctioning entity shall regulate the amateur portion of the program. All sanctioning entity personnel and officials shall vacate the ring or cage site immediately following the conclusion of the amateur portion of the program. The promoter shall ensure a credentialing system that provides differentiation between the amateur and professional parts of the program. The professional portion of an MMA card shall consist of no less than 3 scheduled bouts with a minimum of 9 rounds, and for boxing, no less than 3 scheduled bouts with a minimum of 18 rounds for a card to be approved per sections 211.2 and 212.3 of Title 19 NYCRR. The amateur portion of the program shall conclude before the professional portion may begin with a minimum of 30 minutes intermission, and the professional portion of any program shall begin no later than 8:30 p.m. The times and places of all weighing-in ceremonies shall be as determined by the commission, and all professional participants shall be weighed in on scales provided by or approved by the commission. The commission will only weigh in athletes competing on the professional portion of the card. Weigh-ins and events shall be held at premises approved by the commission. Promoters are not permitted to promote or advertise the pro-am event until the event has been approved by the commission. The promoter shall ensure that the commission has its own designated room, separate and apart from any other regulating entity. The promoter shall ensure that professional athletes do not share a locker or dressing room with amateur athletes. All medical, safety, facility, ring, cage, and adjacent areas shall comply with the professional standards of regulation. Commission may request an emergency medical action plan to address health and safety concerns of the athletes issued by a local medical authority, a local emergency medical authority, my apologies. The promoter shall use commission-approved forms and documents for the professional portion of the program. During the COVID-19 emergency, it is the sense of the commission that the Department of Health guidelines, as applicable, shall apply to all aspects of a pro-am event conducted pursuant to this bulletin unless otherwise authorized by the commission. And the commission reserves the right to make any changes necessary in its discretion to ensure appropriate regulation of pro-am events. Commissioners, do you guys have any questions about this bulletin?
No,
I
no,
don't.
I do. Definitely not.
Great. Commissioner Patterson, questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Great. Commissioner Stieg, Boswinkle?
No question.
Great, thank you.
I'm also good, Kim. Thank you.
Thank you. So do we have a motion to repeal Commission Bulletin 2015-6 and replace it with Commission Bulletin 2021-1?
I
So-
motion to,
Second.
I'm sorry, who motioned?
Donald Patterson.
And seconded by Commissioner Stieg?
Yes.
Thank you. Ed, if you could bring up the agenda, please. Thank you, Commissioners. We appreciate that very much. That brings us to the next item on our agenda, the discussion and approval for the use of the Quick Aid product. I'm going to turn the floor over to Dr. Angela Gagliardi so she can go through the Quick Aid summary for you. Dr. Gagliardi?
Hello again. Sure. So this is a product that we researched and presented to the Medical Advisory Board. And to summarize, it's basically a sterile bandage that would be used in the event that a fighter had a cut, and obviously there would be bleeding. So this sterile bandage is more than just say a rag or gauze. It actually has gel in it that promotes the bleeding to stop. It promotes the formation of a platelet plug. It's not a medication. There's no performance enhancing factor. So it basically just allows the fight to continue without having blood everywhere or having to stop a fight for bleeding. Let's see. So again, it's basically a sterile bandage, and it has this agar gel in it to promote the cessation of the bleeding. It's all natural. The bandage itself won't stick to the wound. There's no heat production or thermogenic reaction. It's hypoallergenic, so there's no known dermal side effects, and basically maintains air permeability. It's sealed in a packet, and it doesn't expire as long as it remains unopened. So it's easy for us to control, if it's in the cut person's, arsenal of tools to use to stop the bleeding. We did a survey. We completed a survey, and basically right now Nevada and Pennsylvania allow this to be used. We also surveyed a few other commissions that didn't allow it, but I don't think they're aware or were aware that it existed. So be happy to answer any questions, but that's the summary of basically what it is, a sterile bandage.
By bandage, it implies that it's something you put on the athlete and leave on, or is it just applied to stop bleeding and then you remove it?
Correct. It's not left on. It would be applied just as if it were like gauze during the rest period, or say it was an illegal headbutt or something that caused a cut. You know,
Right.
it would be used during that period, but it would not
it'd
stay
be
on the
used-
person.
Be used during, in between rounds or during a rest period in an MMA. And this is for MMA as well, correct?
Precisely, yes.
Yeah. And, you know, what is the medical information that we have, other than the fact that we know Nevada and Pennsylvania are using it? I mean, on what basis do we believe this? Is this, has this been reviewed?
We have some studies that, you know, if you want to take a look at the website, but we went through it with the MAB at length.
And the website was published by the company or by independent evaluators?
It's the website itself is put out by the company. It's obviously, you know, like sponsored by their manufacturer.
So is there any way we could say that we want to trial this and see whether it actually works? I mean, listen, I deal with sales companies all the time coming into my operating room saying they just reinvented sliced bread, but it doesn't work. So I'm just questioning, how do we know that this actually does what the website says?
Well, we do know that the Medical Advisory Board, which is a panel of what, 9 people, Ange?
Okay.
Yes.
And they've looked at it?
Yeah, they've looked at it and they've reviewed the product and they've gone through all the documents, and they have approved it and they're recommending that the commission approve it.
Okay,
and-
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the process, I'm sorry.
No,
Phil,
no worries.
It sounds like this is just the natural evolution that's occurring across, you know, what we see all the time pre-hospital, as well as, you know, even in the emergency room, of hemostatic gauze, that there's more and more products coming out where they're incorporating different non-medications, whether it's kaolin, which we know is natural and comes from clay, whether it's chitin, which obviously comes from shells, or even, you know, an allergy, just to really help, you know, the non-classical pathway of clotting. So
Yeah.
from perspective, you know, with the advances in sciences that we use across the board, you know, use, you know, hemostatic gauze, no matter what brand it is, in my opinion, you know, just my trauma background and pre-hospital background, sounds like a no-brainer.
Okay.
So do we have a motion to approve?
Motion it.
I move to approve the use of this quick aid product. Satisfied.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge Torres. Do we have a second? I'm sorry.
I'll second it.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Stieg. So do we, are all opposed? Or, sorry, all for?
Is anybody opposed?
Aye.
Is anybody opposed?
All four, Kim.
I just want to say that all I have is a Bachelor of Law, so on these medical matters, I have to defer to you guys.
Thank you, Judge Torres. And actually, you know, before we continue on with the agenda, I need to go back a little bit because I did not ask if anyone was opposed, and made sure that anyone was all for the review and acceptance of the meeting minutes of July 24th, 2019. Is anyone opposed?
No.
And all for?
All four.
Aye.
And then the discussion and approval for the amendments to Commission Bulletin 2015-6, the program events. Is anyone opposed?
Not that I know of.
Great. Great. Okay. So then all for bullet point number 4 to Anna. My apologies for going back. So we're going to make a motion to enter into executive session for the express purpose of consideration of matters leading to the appointment and employment of particular persons, specifically the review of new applicants for ringside physicians and the review of current ringside physicians for reappointment. Do I have a motion to enter into?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. So we've got Dr. Stieg that moved the motion to enter into executive session, and I heard Judge Torres second that motion. So let's enter into executive session. Got it. Thank you. We are back from executive session. A report has been made to the commissioners regarding the reappointment of our current physicians. Moving on to the agenda, item number 7, new business, old business. Commissioners, do you have any new business?
I can't think of anything.
Great, great.
The only comment I'd just like to make is, obviously you mentioned COVID early on, Kim. It would be remiss, to not mention it, at least myself as a commissioner. I know some of our family here were sick. God bless, they all recovered, but a lot of other people haven't. And, during these unprecedented times, as I said, I think we should, just mention how New York State has done a great job in putting appropriate guidelines in place for the health, as well as getting the vaccination program. And, I just like to mention it.
Thank you. And I only have one last bit of business to just recap. As everyone knows, former Commissioner Ndidi Massey resigned a number of months ago. Ndidi took a position that would have created a conflict of interest with the commission, and hence her resignation. We just want to thank her for her years of service. We'll miss her in the years to come. And I just did not want this meeting to pass without making mention of the great work that she did and how much we enjoyed working with her. So I just wanted to have a little say as to how much I thank her. And, we look forward to the next commissioner who's going to be on the panel, because we eventually will be a commission of 5 again. Make a motion. Does anyone make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'd like to venture a question.
Yes.
Is there any information, put it that way, or any anticipation of when are we going to return to boxing in New York, at the Garden, etc.?
Well, the Guardian, unfortunately with COVID, it's really difficult for us to say. We do have a potential event on June 22nd, I believe. Matthew, am I correct in that?
June 12th.
June 12th. I'm so sorry. There's a potential event that's going to happen at Madison Square Garden. It's not for sure yet, but it's something that the promoters are looking at. So hopefully that happens. We do have a scheduled event April 8th at West Point, and then we have another scheduled boxing event at West Point again on April 22nd. So we are starting, it is coming back. We just hope soon that our schedule will be as busy as they were before.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And Judge, as I said, as of tomorrow, the vaccination limits are going down to age 30. And then I believe on the 8th or the 9th, they're going down to age 16. So, from that perspective, I think we can be optimistic with the, as I mentioned before, with the whole system in place and the vaccination program, that hopefully we will be putting to this horrible pandemic.
That's great news.
My
Great
prayers
news.
go with you.
All right. Any further comments? Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded.
All opposed? No one. That means everybody's happy to end the meeting. Again, thank you all. I appreciate your time tonight. We did some good work tonight. We're looking forward to doing some Pro-Am events in the state. And I wish you all a very good evening. Stay safe, be healthy, and take care.
Thanks, Kim.
Bring back
Thank you.
boxing.
Okay.
Everybody be safe.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, take care, everyone. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.